Hello everyone, welcome to Arka Science, and today in this video I will be discussing about the retrogression of Saturn which is going to take place in the sign of Aquarius on 4th of June 2022. As of now, Saturn is in its initial degrees of the sign of Aquarius, and on 4th of June Saturn will turn retrograde in the sign of Aquarius, and eventually it will re-enter the sign of Capricorn on 12th of July 2022. Saturn will also turn direct on 23rd of October 2022. So it's a very big time gap, and during this interval the sign Aquarius and Capricorn both will be largely impacted. More of because Capricorn and Aquarius both are ruled by Saturn. Now wheresoever Aquarius and Capricorn lies in your horoscope, every one of us will feel the impact. Now on 29th of April, Saturn has already had entered the sign of Aquarius on 29th of April. And now on 4th of June it is turning retrograde, and eventually on 12th of July it will re-enter the sign of Capricorn. So few questions may come that this retrogression of Saturn, what kind of results it is trying to bring, or what is the significance of this particular retrograde. So first you have to understand, basically retrogression of any planet normally can give us a hint of reversal of events, or anything which was ignored in the past can all of a sudden come in front of us, can ask our attention. Like suppose anything which was not done before, which was related to the sign of Capricorn, because it is going back towards Capricorn. So anything which was not given proper attention or not given proper focus, all of a sudden may come in front of us when Saturn re-enters the sign of Capricorn, and we have to work on it, we have to complete it, and then Saturn will come back again towards the sign of Aquarius. This is the one of the significance which you can understand. Another significance is that Aquarius is a sign of knowledge, philosophy, new idea, innovation, invention, scientific research and advancements. It is also a sign of social groups, humanitarian nature or humanitarian approach towards the society to make something for the greater good. These all energies can be associated with Aquarius. Another thing, Aquarius is also a very mystical sign. It has also got mystical energies associated with it, and that is the reason the word innovation comes. All of a sudden the energies changes. All of a sudden you will feel that yes, no, this particular thing I can work on it in some different way. Now how it will impact you, depending upon wheresoever the sign Aquarius lies in your chart. So now when Saturn entered the sign of Aquarius, it has given us the glimpse of what kind of energies are going to bring, what Saturn can bring in front of us in the sign of Aquarius, because that innovation, that new knowledge, philosophy, new ideas. But Saturn is saying that I will give you time to work on it, and that is the reason Saturn is going back to the sign of Capricorn, because now Saturn is saying that hold on, in order to understand those ideas, in order to work on those scientific futuristic research and knowledge, we need to be more focused, more committed. Our perseverance and patience level must be very high, and we must be very hard working. Then only we are going to get the best of the best results from the sign of Aquarius. And you will feel that yes, all of a sudden any kind of new kind of thing may come in front of you, and you are feeling that, oh, I have to learn it or I have to work upon it. Every one of us might have had felt during this particular time when Saturn is transiting through this sign of Aquarius, because wheresoever the sign Aquarius lies, any kind of new idea or new philosophy or anything, something which is different from the other things might have had come in front of us. But now Saturn is saying you that yes, hold on, I am giving you the time to work upon it. Now since Saturn is a very slow planet, so in one side of the this motion of Saturn, you may feel that that opportunity came in front of me when Saturn was in the sign of Aquarius, but all of a sudden Saturn turned retrograde and now I am losing the opportunity. You may think like that, and you may feel that again I have to reconcile, or I have to retrospect the things back, and again I have to start it. So it's a long process, time taking process. You may feel like that. On the other hand, if you think it through the significance of the planet Saturn, you will understand that Saturn is going back. It is basically giving you time to work upon it. Saturn is slow, but on the other hand, Saturn also significates time. So that means it is giving you the necessary time to work upon the things which you feel that all of a sudden the new things are coming in front of us. What will I do? Should I work upon it or should I learn it? Because new innovative ideas or new philosophy, whenever it comes in front of us, we need to work upon it and we need to grasp it. It takes time. It is not a 1 day or 2 day work. So that is the reason now Saturn is saying that wait, for that we need the necessary discipline and commitment. And when I go back to the sign of Capricorn, you have to work upon it, you have to do more hard work, your patience level will be increased, and certain things which was needed in order to accomplish the significance of the sign Aquarius, that lies in the sign of Capricorn. So that is the reason Saturn goes back, and now Saturn is when it go back to the sign of Capricorn, you will feel again certain things, some solutions to the problems again will come in front of you. It is not the problems, it is the solutions which are going to come in front of us, and that solutions will be giving you more better results when Saturn comes back to the sign of Aquarius again. So I will say that we have to take this transit of Saturn in the retrograde motion in a more positive manner, because it is basically something which was not given attention, which was not given proper focus, and Saturn entered the sign of Aquarius. So you may feel that, oh, I left that thing 2 months back, or I forgot that thing to do last year. So all of a sudden how will I complete it? So don't worry, when Saturn goes back to the sign of Capricorn, it will give you the chance to work upon the things. See, retrogression basically gives us opportunities, good opportunities, in order to rectify certain things in our past, and also in order to make certain things more strong, so that our future can be much more better. Now, who among us is going to get the results of this retrogression of Saturn through Aquarius and Capricorn in a big manner? Anyone who is running through the Saturn Dasa, Mahadasa, Antardasa, or even Pratyantar Dasa is going to get the impact of this retrogression of Saturn in a big manner. Or suppose you have Saturn placed in Aquarius, you have Saturn placed in Capricorn, or suppose you have any planet placed in Aquarius or Capricorn. So now Saturn will be transiting over that natal planet. So again you will feel this energy more. Or suppose you have Aquarius or Capricorn Lagna ascendant, or your moon sign is Capricorn or Aquarius, or your sun sign is Aquarius or Capricorn, again also you are going to feel the impact of this retrograde motion of Saturn in a big manner. Now, if by any chance you have more Ashtakvarga scores, Ashtakvarga points in the sign of Aquarius or Capricorn, this transit will give you very fruitful results. Okay, so for that you have to check the Ashtakvarga scores of Saturn given by Saturn to your horoscope in the sign of Capricorn or Aquarius, because that will give you a more better idea that what kind of result this transit of Saturn in its retrograde motion is going to bring for you. And anytime if you want a consultation from me for this retrogression of Saturn in your horoscope and how it is going to impact the upcoming months in your life, you can definitely go and check the links in the description section. You can mail me through my email ID, and you can also join me through my Facebook and Instagram accounts. So now I will be discussing about all the 12 ascendant signs. You must check it from your ascendant sign and also from your moon sign regarding this retrogression of Saturn in Aquarius, and eventually it will go into the sign of Capricorn. So check it from your ascendant sign, check it from your moon sign, because ascendant sign will give you the results of physical manifestation of results in front of you, means what is happening in front of you, and moon sign will give you how that physical manifestation is impacting you in your mind, emotionally, mentally. Okay, so check it from your ascendant sign, check it from your moon sign, both, and that will give you more clarified idea. So for the Aries ascendant people, at present Saturn is transiting in your 11th house in the sign of Aquarius, and it will retrograde back to your 10th house in the sign of Capricorn. Now since it is in the sign of Aquarius, the house of gains, the house of fulfillment of wishes, so that means now it is actually making you aware of the new things, new kind of gains or new kind of innovations which you can work upon, so that it can bring multiple gains in your life. And it is getting retrograde, so it is also saying you that in order to accomplish those things, you have to become more hardworking, you have to become more patient, and your commitment levels should increase in that way. And that is the reason when it is going back to the sign of Capricorn in the 10th house, it will actually help you to work upon those things which you actually want to have in your life through incoming of wealth, incoming of gains, or fulfillment of wishes. Or suppose during this particular time, if you can work upon any kind of projects in your group, or any kind of new projects which you might get from your professional side, and in doing that work you need to learn new things, new ideas, new philosophical ideas, or innovative technologies or technical stuffs. For that also you have to do some hard work. This Saturn transit to the sign of Capricorn will allow you to learn those things, work upon those things through your hard work and your patience level. And finally, when Saturn comes back to the sign of Aquarius, it will give you very good results, because now when Saturn comes back again to Aquarius, you are well equipped. You have already learned the things, you have already worked upon those things, and that is the reason it is going to give you the best of the best results. Now since it is retrograding back towards the 10th house, so you can expect any matter related to your career or profession all of a sudden may come in front of you, which may require more of your focus and attention. Or you may think that the Lord of Gains, that is the 11th Lord, coming into the retrograding back into the 10th house, so that means through your hard work the doors of your gains and fulfillment of wishes will open. So be prepared for your hard work, be prepared for your commitment level, because that is not going to go in vain. It is basically opening your doors for new possibilities, new opportunities. It is a wonderful transit, I will say, because here Saturn is saying you do the hard work, I am going to give you the gains. Don't worry about the time, don't worry about the duration of time, just do your work, because 11th Lord, again this Saturn, when it turns direct, it will again come forward towards the 11th house of Aquarius, and that time you will see that your hard work is turning into gold. Your hard work is giving you the diamond, the jewels, the gains. Okay, so that's it for the Aries ascendant people. For the Taurus ascendant people, Saturn is at present transiting through your 10th house in the sign of Aquarius, and 10th house is career, your profession. So it may happen that during this process of this transit, any kind of new work or new responsibility which might require innovative ideas, research mentality may come in front of you. Or suppose if you are associated with anything related to scientific development, engineering, science, philosophical ideas, anything which can change the advancement of science and technology for every one of us, for all the people living in the society. Suppose you are working for all those things, or any kind of work you are doing, it may bring some kind of new thing in front of you, new kind of responsibility, and for that new kind of responsibility you might feel that I need to learn certain things in order to accomplish that job, because since the work is new, so you have to learn new things, and that will give you the best of the best results. So here Saturn is saying that it is retrograding back to your 9th house of higher knowledge. So it is also giving you a possibility to learn new things, and when Saturn comes direct and comes back to the sign of Aquarius, that learning will give you more better results in respect towards your work, what you are doing, or what type of new responsibilities are coming in front of you. It can also mean that some kind of long distance travels can also happen, some kind of relocation in your job can also happen because of this transit of Saturn in retrograde motion in the 9th house. It may also happen that any kind of job related responsibility which you want to perform, but for that performance you need to learn new things, but you didn't give any focus or attention in the past. All of a sudden that kind of things may come in front of you and may ask your attention, that yes, you have to learn these things, you have to make all these things in perfect order, and then when you apply it in your career and profession, that will give you very good results. Since it is retrograding back into your 9th house, so you have to also be very careful regarding the health of your father. You also will be also getting new opportunity to focus on your customs, your rituals, religious ideas, or any kind of religious rituals which you followed in the past but you ignored or you left it behind. All of a sudden you may feel that yes, I can restart it again, or any kind of new studies which you feel that yes, I should have studied it but you didn't get time. But now this Saturn is going to give you that opportunity that yes, you can start new things. Yes, since it is transiting towards the house of Dharma, the 9th house, Capricorn is your 9th house for the Taurus ascendant people. So it may also happen that you may get chance to get connected with religious communities, spiritual communities, or you may have religious discourses, long distance travels to some religious places, learn new things. Basically it is giving you the opportunity to revitalize the knowledge, because that will give you the essence of dharma in your work life, in your karma, in your profession or career, and that will also increase your name, fame and reputation. Okay, so it is a very good transit, I will say. For the Gemini ascendant people, Saturn is transiting at present in the sign of Aquarius in your 9th house of higher spiritual knowledge, dharma, religious activities, religious rituals, customs, religion, father, guru, anything which can give us higher knowledge. That is the 9th house, dharma, our prosperity, luck, fortune. But now Saturn is retrograding back. It means, suppose if you have thought that I need to learn new things, or I need to join such and such educational courses which is very innovative, or which can give me futuristic ideas, or which can actually help me in future in my job or profession. You might have thought, suppose. Here Saturn is saying that be very careful while choosing your stream, because these new ideas also require more focus, more concentration, more research work. And that is the reason now Saturn is going back towards the 8th house in the sign of Capricorn for the Gemini ascendant people. And Saturn is saying that think upon the course of studies or the higher education which you want to take, because that will require more focus and attention and research work, concentration. Time management will be very essential during this time. So Saturn is saying that I am coming back to the 8th house, and it is actually giving you time to work upon the studies which you want to take upon. Or suppose any kind of religious activities or rituals or customs which you have started, Saturn is saying that you need to be more focused, more committed towards it. So it is retrograding back so that it can retrospect and put in front of you certain things which must be clarified with respect to 8th house. Now it can be related to your health also, because 8th house is the house of longevity. So all of a sudden some health related matters may come in front of you, and you have to work upon it. You have to take care of your health, so that more healthy you are, more you are attentive, and more you are able to learn new things. Another thing, since the 9th lord is retrograding back into the 8th house, so you have to be also be careful towards the health of your father, health of your elders, health of your guru. You have to be very much focused towards the dharma, any work you do, because you see Saturn is a significator of karma, and 9th house is the house of dharma, and Saturn being the 9th lord coming into the 8th house, although 8th house is also ruled by Saturn, Capricorn. For the Gemini people, Capricorn is the 8th house, but still you have to be very careful regarding your work, regarding whatever efforts you take, regarding whatever work you do. Be very careful regarding that. That are you following your dharma? Are you following the righteousness, your ethics? Okay. During this particular transit, be very careful regarding your wealth management, because Saturn will be retrograding back, and it will look directly into your second house from the sign of Capricorn. Okay, so be very careful regarding your wealth related matters also. So that's it for the Gemini ascendant people. For the Cancer ascendant people, Saturn is at present transiting through the 8th house, and it will retrograde back towards the 7th house of marriage, relationship. Now 8th house is the longevity of relationship, because marital life can be seen from the 8th house. So Saturn is saying that in order to be more perfect or be more innovative in your marital life, or how you perform your duties in your marital life towards your spouse, towards your partner, or how you manage your joint assets, or how is your relationship between you and your in-laws, in order to maintain that, you have to work on your basics. You have to maintain the proper diplomacy or negotiations between you and your partner. Both you and your partner has to come to a common opinion, a common point. Work upon it with proper commitment, with proper presence, and then only it will give better results in your marital life. That is the reason Saturn is coming back towards the 7th house, and it is actually asking you work on basics. Don't go much far ahead, just work on basics. Take care regarding the immediate requirements of your spouse, how she feels, how he feels. Take care regarding the health of your spouse. That will give you much more better results, because this Saturn, when comes back again to the sign of Aquarius, 8th house, that will give much more better results with respect to your marital life. Because you see, when you talk about the marital responsibility, marriage is seen or any kind of business or legal bindings can be seen from the 7th house, but how it is going on, how it is running on, that can be seen from the 8th house. Okay, second from the 7th house is 8th house. Okay, so Saturn is retrograding back in your 8th house, and eventually it will get into your 7th house of Capricorn. So it is saying that take care regarding the things related to your spouse, marriage, basic things, and that will give you much more better results in future when again it comes back to the sign of Aquarius. Any matter related to joint assets, all of a sudden you may feel that it has to be taken care of. Okay, so you have to be very careful regarding that. Don't take any kind of decision related to wealth which is not meant to be taken as of now, because Saturn is retrograding back, and on 12th of July when Saturn comes back to the sign of Capricorn again, it will be more focused towards the marital matters. Okay, any matter related to you and your business partner, the legal bindings, all of a sudden may come in front of you, and you need to take proper responsibility towards it. So for that you have to work on basics. You have to look into your past, you have to think that yes, what can be done in order to make it much more better, because Saturn is going to give you time that yes, I'm coming back, take your time and make the best out of it. Okay, so that's it for the Cancer ascendant people. For the Leo ascendant people, Saturn is at present transiting through the 7th house of Aquarius, and it will retrograde back into the 6th house of Capricorn. 7th house is the house of marriage, relationships, legal binding, spouse, health of the spouse, personality of the spouse, and how the negotiations between you and your business partners are going on, the legal contracts, and how the married life, means the initial basics of marriage, can be seen from the 7th house. So it is retrograding back. So now here Saturn is saying that in order to have that happy married life, in order to have the proper things come in their places, that means both the partners coming towards into one particular opinion and working for it with proper commitment, patience and discipline, that is actually the essence of good married life. Correct. So for that, Saturn is saying that you need to clarify or clear off any kind of difference of opinions. You have to clarify your mind in front of your spouse, and you have to also listen the things from your spouse or your partner, and you have to clarify the difference of opinions. You have to clear it off, the disputes, the arguments, because 6th house is the house of disputes. 6th house is also the house of difference of opinions, obstructions. So here Saturn is saying that in order to have a proper happy married life with proper commitment and discipline, you need to give attention to the things which are creating the problems. You have to give attention to the things which are not given attention in the past, and that is the reason that is creating the difference of opinion between you and your partner. Now this can be business partners also, so you have to clarify those things, and that will give you much more better results in the future. Another thing, 6th house is also the house of competition. 6th house is also the house of enemies, obstructions, diseases, injuries. So when Saturn will be retrograding back again to the 6th house, you have to also be very careful regarding your health also. Be very careful regarding your health, be very careful regarding how you are dealing with your opponents, how you are dealing with your competitors. Okay, if not required, don't go into any kind of unnecessary disputes. In fact, this is the time when you can prove your servitude. Your service oriented nature can come up front, and that will give you much more better results, because this service attitude will not only help you when Saturn is transiting in the retrograde motion in Capricorn, but also that mentality will give you better results when Saturn comes back to your 7th house in Aquarius. Why? Because that time that service mentality will get transformed into commitment towards your partner, towards your spouse, towards the married life, because by that time the differences of opinion will be finished, all things will be cleared off. Okay, so this is the time when you have to work upon those things, and yes, take care regarding your health, and don't go into any kind of unnecessary disputes with your opponents or your competitors. Okay, take care regarding your health, and take care regarding whatever work you feel, because that time you may feel that a lot of responsibility, huge responsibility is coming on your head, on your shoulders, when Saturn transits through the Capricorn in the retrograde motion. Okay, so you have to work upon your time management, and you have to clarify the works bit by bit, and that will also help you in your service, in your job. Okay, so that's it for the Leo ascendant people. For the Virgo ascendant people, Saturn is at present transiting in the sign of Aquarius in the 6th house, but on 4th of June it will turn retrograde, and on 12th of July it will eventually enter your 5th house in the sign of Capricorn. 6th house is the house of competition. 6th house is the house of hard work and struggle. Means you have learned something and now you are using it in front of the whole world. Means you are now in the battleground. You have to face the world, you have to do your service, you have to do your job, you have to do the struggles, the regular hard work and struggles. You have to take care of your health, and during all this due course you need the necessary knowledge and intellect which will actually help you. How much creative you are, your creative knowledge will help you when Saturn is transiting through your 6th house, because Saturn is your 5th and 6th lord both. And now Saturn is retrograding back. It means it is actually giving you hint that yes, certain things has to be corrected, certain knowledge has to be taken again. It's the time to re-educate yourself on certain things, to improve your creative skill set, learn new things, work upon it, do the hard work, do the practice. Because when Saturn comes back again to the sign of Aquarius, those creative skill set will help you out to bring more innovative ideas, because you see 6th house is the house of hard work, and Saturn in Aquarius in the 6th house, you can convert the hard work into smart work, because Aquarius is the innovative ideas, Aquarius is that futuristic thinking, philosophical ideas which can change the game in a matter of time. And how? When you have more hard work and commitment towards your creative skill set, when you improve it, and that is the reason Saturn is going back. So I will say it's a wonderful transit for you. Learn new things and improve yourself, and when Saturn comes back to Aquarius, you can actually bring those ideas in front of you in your life. And yes, it is retrograding back to your 5th house, so take care regarding the health of your children also. Responsibility towards your children will increase, that is for sure. So you have to be prepared for that also. Okay. For the Libra ascendant people, Saturn is at present transiting through your 5th house in the sign of Aquarius, and it will retrograde back towards your 4th house. Now 5th house is all about your creative skill set, your creative talents, your creative self-expression, means how you express yourself in front of the world creatively through your talents. Your intellects, your intelligence, your learning can also be seen from the 5th house, your education can also be seen from the 5th house. So now it is going back towards your 4th house. It means some matter related to your home, some matter related to your domestic happiness, your mother, your relationship with your mother, your health of your mother, may all of a sudden come in front of you. Or you may feel that these are the things which I need to rectify in order to bring happiness in my life, in my house, in my home where I live in. That will not only improve your domestic happiness, but also mental security will be established. Means you will feel that yes, I have got the time to improve upon all those things, because those matters will all of a sudden ask your attention, it will come in front of you. So you have two ways: either you rectify the problems and establish the happiness in your life, or you just feel that oh, I will do it tomorrow, or you just procrastinate. Because if you procrastinate, Saturn will make you do it, but if you do it by your own discipline, that will give you the best of the best results. Because don't forget, the moment you are mentally happy, the moment you are mentally secured, because those matters will all of a sudden come in front of you, and you are working on it, you are solving it through your hard work, through your patience level, through your commitment, perseverance. Because you have to use the resources in front of you, and you have to make the best out of your resources. That is what the sign Capricorn is, and it is retrograding towards the sign of Capricorn. So when the problems are solved, and again Saturn comes back to the sign of Aquarius, it is like that my happiness is established, I have my peace of mind, and now I can work upon my creative skill set. Now I can work upon my joy, pleasure. 5th house is also the house of joy and pleasure. And for the Libra ascendant people, Aquarius is the 5th house. So that means it gives you some innovative ideas through which you can experience that joy and pleasure. So for that you need to have that sense of happiness, the mental security. Who will be able to give you that? Saturn, because it is going to retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. So make the best out of it, I will say. It's a very good transit. Normally the fifth lord transiting through the fourth house is a Raj Yoga, because that Saturn will look into your 10th house of profession also. So it can bring new opportunities at your work sector also, new position at your work sector also. So don't miss this opportunity, make the most out of it. Okay, that's for the Libra ascendant people. For the Scorpio ascendant people, Saturn is at present transiting through the fourth house, and it will retrograde back in the sign of Capricorn in your third house. So Saturn is saying that in order to be happy, in order to be mentally secured and at mental peace at your home, or to establish the domestic happiness, you need to have your efforts in correct place, so that you don't need to waste your time, and at the end of the day you are happy, you are at peace. Third house is 12th from the fourth house. Fourth house is our basically our emotions, our mind, happiness. Third house is 12th from the fourth house. So third house also indicates instability in that mental peace, instability in that mental happiness. So that means if we have a proper, well established third house, it actually brings more happiness to the fourth house. So when Saturn is transiting through the third house in the retrograde motion from the sign of Aquarius to the sign of Capricorn, it means it is giving you new opportunity to work upon those efforts which were actually creating confusion in your mind. Because you see, third house is the house of efforts, courage, bravery. Okay, third house is also the house of hobbies, creative talents. Third house is also the house of putting your energy in new kind of projects. So suppose if you are working on multiple things and you are confused that which among these things are going to give more efforts or more results in front of you, then this retrogression of Saturn is going to give you some hint, some answer, some solution, that yes, these are the things which you can work upon, and these are the things which you should not waste time. In fact, you can put full of your time on these things, and that can give you most results. So this kind of clarifications or retrospections can come in front of you, and which will ultimately take you towards your goal, and it will give you that stability within your mind, that yes, at the end of the day when you come back to your home, you will feel that yes, my work was successful, my day was successful, and yes, now I am getting that security, that mental peace in my mind. So this transit of Saturn will give you a good result, because normally it is said that transit of Saturn through the third house is a wonderful time, because it gives you the proper insight, effort, and your karma will be aligned for your projects, for the completion of the projects and ultimate success. So allow the energy of Saturn to rectify those problems, so that you can use your efforts in the projects or in the work which is actually essential for you, because that will ultimately give you good result. Because this Saturn will again come back to your fourth house of happiness, your home, your house. So that time it will feel that yes, now the things are in order, and now I am going to get that mental stability, and I don't need to worry about many things, multiple things. Okay, so this is what this Saturn is going to bring. This kind of good results Saturn is going to bring for you. For the Sagittarius ascendant people, Saturn is at present transiting through the third house in your house of efforts. It will retrograde back in your third house, and eventually it will retrograde into your second house of family, wealth. So that means Saturn is saying that in order to put your full attention in your efforts and courage in your work, means whatever hobbies you are taking, whatever projects you are taking, for that you have to see, Saturn is giving you the chance that is there any family matter, is there any financial matter which is asking your attention, which you must work upon. So here Saturn is retrograding back to your second house of wealth. So that means your efforts now will be completely focused towards your family members, your family values, morals, culture and tradition. You have to work upon it. Or this is also a chance to learn new things from your family members, from the wise person of the family. Any matter related to wealth, any matter related to finance may all of a sudden come in front of you. Or you may feel that yes, these are the things which I need to rectify, because the moment I work upon my efforts, work upon my projects, these financial matters has to be rectified before that. So this Saturn is giving you the opportunity to work upon those things. Since Saturn is also the second lord, retrograding in the second house, going to retrograde in the sign of Capricorn in the second house, so you have to work upon your speech also. During this particular time, be very careful that what you are saying or what you are speaking, with whom you are speaking, because once you say certain things, it cannot be changed. Okay, so be very careful regarding that. And since Saturn will be in its retrograde motion, so until and unless anything is required, highly required, don't go for any kind of unexpected expenditures or wasteful expenditures, I will say. Don't do any kind of spendings which is actually not required. Be very careful regarding that. Okay, now since it will be transiting through the second house in the retrograde motion in the sign of Capricorn, and again it will come back to the sign of Aquarius. So that time you will feel that yes, my family matters are solved, my financial matters are solved. Now I am fully free to put my efforts, put my energy and my courage in my hobbies, in my creative talents, and my efforts in my projects and whatever work I do. Okay, so in that way it will give you very good results. For the Capricorn ascendant people, Saturn is at present transiting in your second house, and it will retrograde back in the second house of Aquarius, and it will eventually come to your first house of Capricorn. So that means it is saying that all of a sudden some kind of family matters may come in front of you, or any kind of family responsibilities or any responsibility related to your finance or wealth may all of a sudden come in front of you. And you need to address it, you need to work upon it, and that will also impact your own personality. It will also impact your married life, because Saturn will directly look into your 7th house. So this is a time to work on your own health. This is a time to work on your own personality. See, multiple things will be covered: family, wealth, health, personality, married life. So many things are getting impacted for the Capricorn ascendant people. So it is a good time, I will say, because this transit of Saturn in the retrograde motion is not a one-day job. It is going to be till 23rd of October 2022. It's a huge time duration. So it is giving you the time to work upon certain things, because all the things will come in front of you one by one, and you have to just work upon it with your complete patience level and commitment. Responsibilities will come in front of you, so don't take huge steps. Short steps will be giving you good results. And yes, since all of a sudden responsibility will come in front of you, and in your first house means your personality, it will come, you will feel as if it is coming on my head, on my shoulders. You will feel like that. So at times you may feel that run away from all these things, forget about all these things. Okay, don't do that mistake. Don't go for any kind of laziness, don't go for any kind of procrastination. Yes, you can do one thing, definitely. You can take small steps, and that is what Saturn is saying. Saturn is saying that don't hurry. Saturn is saying that I am not in a hurry, why are you? Yes, responsibility has come in front of you. I am giving you the time. Work on it. And in the meantime, you can work on your health also, work on your personality also, because that will give you good results with respect to your married life also, because that will improve your married life. All of a sudden, you will feel that yes, my family responsibilities, my marital life responsibilities, all are coming in front of me, so I have to take hold of it, I have to take charge of it. So what you can do, you can work upon your punctuality, your time management, because don't forget, Saturn will aspect by its 10th aspect that house of profession and career. So many important houses are getting impacted. So small steps will give you more better results. And trust me, if you are punctual, if you are working on your time management, it will also improve your fame, name and reputation at your work front also. It may also happen during this time. This can lead to some kind of high rise in your profession. Your work and job will be recognized by your authorities, your superiors. So for that you have to be more disciplined, you have to be more committed, and yes, work on small steps, small things. Procrastination is not the solution. In fact, you have to see, one day or 2 days you have to work on those responsibilities. You cannot run away from that. So suppose if you feel that, oh, I will do it later on, Saturn will make you do it. So it's better that work upon those things bit by bit, and slowly you will feel that yes, the results are coming in front of you. Okay, that will give you much more better results. Because don't forget, this Saturn will again come back to your second house of wealth. So your hard work will increase your wealth, because it will aspect your 7th house and 10th house. So your name, fame will be improved through your hard work, through your punctuality and time management, and that will help you to increase your wealth, because this Saturn will again come back to your second house of Aquarius. Okay, so it will give more protection to your family, more protection to your wealth, and it will also help you increase your wealth. Okay, so this is the actual thing which you need to perform, okay, for the Capricorn ascendant people. For the Aquarius ascendant people, Saturn is transiting in the retrograde motion in the ascendant itself, and it will retrograde back to the sign of Capricorn in the 12th house. So that means all of a sudden you may feel that some health related matters I need to work upon, because 12th house is the, basically 12th house is the loss of the first house. It is 12th from the first house, so 12th house is loss, so it is the loss of the first house. So that means here Saturn is saying that certain things are there which you need to work upon regarding your health, regarding your personality, regarding your karma, regarding your work, because you may feel that during this retrograde motion you may feel that I am working for the people, I am working for everyone, but I am not getting the recognition, I am not getting that proper valuation for my work. You may feel like that. But don't worry, this Saturn is saying that it will not go in vain. Ultimately, that 12th house is also lorded over by Saturn. So it may also happen that due to your proper time management, proper health management and personality management, this Saturn can give you better results in some faraway lands. All of a sudden it may happen that you may get chance to move to some faraway lands and get the prosperity over there. So for that you need more discipline, more hard work, and yes, Saturn says that anything which you earn through your hard work never goes in vain. It always stays with you. It may happen that initially you are not getting the recognition for that, but it may happen that 12th house is also the house of faraway lands, so you may get the recognition in the faraway lands. Or suppose if you are working on your solitude, you are working on your spirituality, this is a wonderful time to work on your spiritual gains, spiritual growth of life, meditation, yoga, or any kind of occult science, spiritual knowledge, learning. 12th house is 4th from the 9th house. That means 12th house is the place where Guru lives, ashram, the place where monk lives. So it may also happen that during this particular time you may get a chance to get aligned with some spiritual community or some spiritual guru. You may learn new things from that this transit of Saturn retrograde in the 12th house. So you have to be very careful regarding your health and yes, your personality, and don't worry about that whether I am getting the recognition as of now or not. Just do your work, just follow your dharma, just follow your karma. Eventually the things will turn on, because this Saturn will again come back to your first house from Capricorn to Aquarius when it becomes direct. So that time it may happen that whatever things you have learned spiritually, that will give a more peaceful insight. in your mental setup, in your personality, and that will give you much more better results in the upcoming days to come. Okay, so take this transit in a positive manner and make the best out of it. For the Pisces ascendant people, Saturn is at present transiting through the 12th house, and it is retrograding back towards the 11th house of gains. So it may happen that all of a sudden, suppose if you are associated with any kind of foreign companies or multinational company, or suppose if you have business in some foreign place or faraway place. So by the virtue of this transit in the retrograde motion from the 12th house to 11th house, because don't forget Saturn is the 11th lord itself, so it may open the door of new gains, new upcoming of wealth in your life. Now since Capricorn is the sign of discipline, so Saturn is saying that yes, I am retrograding back to the 11th house of gains. I will make way, new opportunity for your fulfillment of wishes, but for that little bit discipline is required, some commitment is required. Work on it, I will give you. So it may happen that during this particular time you may get some projects where you need to work with some group of people, and you have to also value their opinion, and you have to work together, and that can actually lead to success. And you see, when we work upon certain projects, it does not end in a day, it takes some time. During this particular time, this retrograde motion will be going on, and it can be related to your job, it can be related to your business, because when we talk about business, 11th house becomes a very important house, because 11th house is the house of gains, the incoming of wealth. Okay, so Saturn is the 11th lord retrograding towards the 11th house from the 12th house. So it may happen that all of a sudden new kind of opportunity may come in front of you, but that may require some hard work. Okay, so that's it for all the 12 ascendant sign, and check it from your moon signs also, that will give you more clarity. If you have liked this video, press the like button and share to your near and dear ones, so that they can also come to know about this retrogression of Saturn in the sign of Aquarius, and eventually coming back to the sign of Capricorn in the retrograde motion, and how they are going to get impacted. Your comments are always welcome to me, they are a great source of inspiration for me. And anytime if you want a consultation from me, check the links in the description section. You can directly mail me to through my email ID, and connect me with my Facebook and Instagram accounts. Okay, and if you are new to this channel, then tap onto the subscribe button, click onto the notification bell icon, so that every time I make a new video you get notified instantly. So till then, when I come back with some another interesting video, I will sign off for today. Thanking you. Bye bye.